Jesus tells us in the gospel this morning, I have not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill the law. And then even in our first reading this morning, we hear from Moses, the Lord giving him the 10 Commandments. So for us, this gospel passage this morning has two lessons. The lesson is twofold. First, it's a call to obedience. Obedience to the will of God in our lives. Obedience to following the 10 Commandments in our lives. The 10 Commandments are the most base structure for all the laws that we have on this earth. So it is up to us to follow those 10 Commandments. And we follow the 10 Commandments out of love for God and love for neighbor. If we follow those 10 Commandments, then we will love God. We will love God with all our hearts, our minds, our souls, and our strength. And if we can love God above all things, then we will love our neighbor. If we cannot love God whom we can't see, then how are we going to be able to love our neighbor whom we can see? And then the second lesson, the second part of the lesson from our gospel this morning, is that we are called to be good examples. First, we ourselves have to love God through the commandments, through the church, through the sacraments, and then we have to go out and be God's instruments. We have to provide good example for all those around us. And we do that especially through our lives of prayer, through coming to Mass, receiving the sacraments, especially the Eucharist here at Mass, and confession. When we receive the sacraments, we receive God's grace, God's strength, and we receive the strength, the grace, and the courage that we need to be good examples to those around us. No matter where we are, no matter who we are, no matter what type of lives we lead, whether we're at home with our family, our friends, our co-workers, no matter who we are, no matter where we are called to be good examples, a love of God and love of neighbor. And certainly this season of Lent, this is what this season of Lent is all about. It's a call for us to stop and to consider how great our love is for God and for our neighbor. What is lacking in our lives of faith? What is lacking in our lives of conversion? What is lacking in our lives of following after Jesus Christ through the power of the sacraments? So today, as we continue this Mass, as we come forward to receive Jesus in the Eucharist, let us recall that it is through the sacraments, through our prayer, through our reading of the Scriptures, through listening to the Word of God, we receive the grace and the courage we need to love God, to love our neighbor, and to be an example to those around us.